Good morning. It is Tuesday, April, what are we, 27th today, 2021. Hope you're having a good week so far. My name is Ben Weir with Octal 7, and we're going to run through some more AutoCAD custom utilities today. Not going to do so much commands, but going to do a little bit with some AutoLisp today. Some of the functions, actually just going to look at one of the functions available through the custom AutoCAD utilities that are available online there, the technical preview. And we're going to just look a little bit at some basic Lisp syntax with how to use this one function. We're going to look at some text alignment here and text creation. So let's jump over to the AutoCAD. So I have a blank drawing in here. Just going to draw in a polyline here. And let's draw in a couple. There we are. And I'm going to go into the Lisp IDE here. So VL IDE. We'll open up our Lisp integrated development environment. And I'm just going to create a new Lisp file here. So this is just essentially Lisp is a text file. We do a little bit of coding through AutoLisp. This allows us to create custom commands and such. And we're going to just create a couple easy to use custom commands here. And so let's have a look here. Basic Lisp syntax for defining a command. We're going to start with a defun. And we have to give it this C:, to define a command. And I'm just going to start with the generic hello world function in here. And we're going to use a Lisp function. There we are. Just format that a little bit. I'm going to use a Lisp function that's available in the custom AutoCAD tool set there. That's available. Again, this is available on the website at www.octal7.com. Just go into the downloads area there and you can download the AutoCAD technical preview of this stuff. So if we start typing in here the Octal 7 prefix for our Lisp functions and do Control-Shift spacebar, it's going to give us a little kind of a tooltip here, really just a shortcut menu. But we have text align. So I'm going to use this guy here. And the syntax is pretty basic. We just give it a text string and it's going to basically do the rest of the heavy lifting there for us. So this is some of the technology that's built into the txt-mac command that I ran through in an earlier live stream. So this one's going to be using a Lisp function so that we can help drive this a little bit more. So I'm just going to use hello world, right? And then I'm going to load this in. The speed key here, I usually do Control, Shift, and E. Sorry, just a moment there. Load that. Alt Shift. Control Alt, yes. Control Alt E is the speed key there. That's the one I usually hit. So now if I type in hello world into the AutoCAD command line, I should get that command. So hello world, there we are. And it comes up with our text. And we get the same sort of jigging that we would through the txt-mac command. And you can see the ribbon has the same interface there and everything like that for us, right? So we can add in some labels, repeat the command, repeat just with a nice easy space bar then, right? So let's just delete that. And let's just add in some lines here. So let's go back to our Lisp editor here. So VL IDE. Now, the hello world is a very basic, simple sort of example, right? So not very practical, but we'd probably want to do something a little bit more practical here. So I'm going to change this function into a different set of commands. So if we want to label something more specific, we're going to get a specific label there, right? So instead of hello world, I'm going to say label water. And then we'll just put in here water. And let's copy this a few times. And so this one will be label storm. And this one, let's do sand. So now we have 3 commands in there, right? All going to be able to be quite easily accessible through if we put this on a toolbar or a ribbon or something like that, or just typing it into the command line as well. The command names I've given here are a little bit more descriptive, but you might just want to use something that's very short, like instead of LBL water, you might just want to say like LW or something, or LWT, right? To keep it as short as you can for a command line entry, and then you can be very speedy on the keyboard with the execution of your commands, right? So just using these as some demonstration here. So load this again. So the speed key again was the Control Alt and E, or if you go up to the debug there, let's select the window first, and sorry, tools, and load text in editor. That's the one we're looking for. So now if I go into my AutoCAD and I type in the label water, I should get that label appearing. And if I type in the label storm, I should get that guy appearing. And it should stick to the line there. And label sand, and it should stick to that then as well, and we can put in the labels any place we like. So just have a little look here. This is just creating simple a single line text. So let's just bring over the property palette here just so we can see that. So there we can see it's just single line text. There are some more advanced function calls to this. I'm not going to get into them for this demonstration here this morning, but there is some more documentation that I have available that defines or outlines a little bit more on what this can do. If you have questions, you can email at contact@octal7.com, and you can also contact through Facebook or something like that as well if you prefer to message on one of those sorts of social media platforms. So let's just have one more look here back into the Visual Lisp IDE. I just want to cover one more thing here with this function, and you're not going to see it occurring in the command like this, but if I take this out, and I'm just going to paste it into the console here, where I could execute it on the AutoCAD command line or something like that as well. So when I execute that, we can see it goes in and does its thing as we would expect with getting our contextual ribbon, and we get our label in here. And you can see here that when I do it through the console, it's going to return a value here for us. So right now it's just returning the object ID essentially of the text that is created. So that's one way that you could use in your code to check if a label was created. And you could verify if it's created or not, continue into another function, or maybe you want to cancel altogether. So let's do a little bit of combination of this where we can actually check this value here. So I'm just going to do one more demonstration with this. So if I cancel, or the user cancels out of this, right? If I hit escape, you'll see that it comes back with nil, right? So let's get rid of all of this here. And just let's call this label utilities. And we're just going to use some variables in here. So do set q water, right? And let's declare that as a local. Then we could do an if. I would probably want to do a not, I guess, null water. Then we're going to do set q. I think I had storm next, right? Let's do storm. And paste that guy in there and close all that up. And instead of water here, this should be storm. And let's just double click, select that line, copy, paste down here. Let's declare storm. And then so we're going to check here. So storm. Let's just call this sand. There we are. So now we have a little bit of logic in here. So if there was water inserted, we're going to go in and create another prompt to label the storm. And then we're going to store that in this storm value. And then we're going to just continue on to the next execution here. And so if not null the storm, then we're going to set q to do sanitary. And technically, I don't really need this set q in here because I'm not, at the moment, I'm not doing anything after that. But there might be something else that I want to include as well. And let's just make sure we declare this as a local variable as well. Load that. So the Control Alt E, or we go to, select the window first. Go to Tools and then the Load Text in Editor. So now let's just get rid of these guys. And so now we should have label utilities, and it should run through all of our label here. So if we click water, then it goes to storm, and then sanitary, there we are, right? Now let's repeat that command. So if I hit escape here, it's going to cancel that all together, right? Or if I just do water and then I hit escape, it's going to stop there and leave that label in place, of course, right? We could go in and do some other checks here. So if maybe the user canceled at some point, maybe we would want to go back and delete that water label, but I'm not going to worry about that for the demo today. Just kind of showing some use cases where this might be handy. So I'm kind of happy with that. Quick little utility, being able to say add in labels very quickly. And of course, if these were rotated, let's just do that as well, rotate. There we are. So we have line work rotated, label utilities, and so then we should have that label rotating to match that line work, right? Just as we would expect from that txt mac command. So we can put in our water, storm, sanitary labels, really quick and easy there. So I hope you enjoy this little session with doing some of the custom AutoCAD development that we could do with Lisp using some of the Lisp functions that have been built into the technical preview. Again, it's available on the website for download at the www.octal7.com, and navigate into the downloads area there. You should find the download for the AutoCAD link. This is currently available free. There is an option you can do something to help support the project through like PayPal or whatever. Otherwise, please give me your feedback if you find any bugs in the utilities, or maybe you'd have an item that you'd like to see included in some of the utilities, or maybe adding a function or feature into the current set of utilities and commands that I have in there. I hope that you've enjoyed all of this little walkthrough today with some of the kind of an introduction to some Lisp programming and one of the Lisp functions that are currently in the technical preview, or the custom set there, custom tool set. It's kind of funny coming up with names or whatever. There's always things like utilities and toolpack and extensions and all sorts of other stuff. So kind of just extra nomenclature for a lot of things, I find. But yes, do have a look at some of the tools. And if you are into some of the Lisp programming or maybe other development of your own, I think that you're going to be able to get some nice use out of some of the other functions that are available in there as well. I'll run through some of those more another day. But I don't want to get into too much at the moment for now. I'll probably come back and visit this guy another time as well with some extra AutoCAD development. That might be showing some of the other functions and features that are available that or can be done with this labeling function in here for AutoLisp. But otherwise, the most basic, easiest to get up and running with it is just passing in a text string into the function there. And so, once again, my name is Ben Weir with oops, clicking the wrong button there. My name is Ben Weir with Octal7. I hope you enjoyed this. Thanks for your time. Please subscribe, send me your feedback, and hope to see you again later.